Here we are back with the potash trade. This is Anne Marie. I know that was an abrupt ending. I'm really trying to get these in a space that they're well under 10 minutes and they will not give me trouble uploading, so I can get all this info to you. All right. So the third thing I didn't do was go to the triggers right here and make sure that there's nothing that I was missing. Well, chances are, the only thing I really was wanting to look at was this 115.53 because I saw it looming and I thought, all right, this is where it's going to behave or misbehave. So I'm guessing it's going to turn around then because, you know, that's just a good fib level that it's going to move at. As I move to these longer time frames and I see everything looking like this, I should immediately have said, wow, you're a bonehead for thinking about going short. But of course, that was not my internal dialogue. My internal dialogue was, yep, this is an uptrending stock and this is going to reverse. Now, side note, a stock that is uptrending does have the wind behind it. However, when we day trade, we trade on the trend of the day. And the trend of the day for potash was down. And it was down pretty significantly. I mean, we could have, had we been wise, I could have said, all right, I'm just going to get in right here when it fails this level. And I'm just going to ride the gravy train all the way down to here until that moving average decides it's going to change slow. That's 5 points away almost, right? So there was a lot of money to be made here. But because I was thinking as a contrarian, and because I was paying attention to the market internals, which continued to lift, I chose not to pay attention to the specific parameters within the stock. Now notice something else. If I am in the 15-minute chart, of course, we can see everything's going downward. Everything's going downward here too, right? And this is the pull. The longer you pull the timeline out, the greater the gravitation is towards that area. Okay, so you wouldn't end up taking a swing short and keep the short for days and days and days unless it broke some other fib levels. But for the 15-minute, 30-minute timelines, easily you can see this as a short. Okay, that was the next mistake. Now, here's what I looked at that made me say, you know what? This is going to be a good long. And so here I am, stupidly not looking at the moving averages. Please remember that. I just have no idea why I did that. Oh, I gotta give that up. In any case, here's where I was at the 2-minute. I said, all right, this looks like it's trending up. So hey, if that is lifting and the UVOL-DVOL is lifting, then chances are this is going to reverse. So I got in front of the trade, which is what I harp on you guys never to do. You never get in front of the trade, right? And I got in front of the trade. I let my ego get in the way because I'm so used to being right. I just felt certain that I was right even when everything was telling me I was wrong. And that's called cognitive bias. Okay? You have a lot, everybody has cognitive biases. But it's very, very important to make sure that you erase them when you are trading because they will always lead you astray, kind of like they did today. All right, so I looked at that and I said, you know what? I think that's a good estimation. Now, I was not wrong in saying that, but it was in negative territory. And I should have said, hey, wait a second, that's in negative territory. And this is negative. It doesn't really matter what the market internals are doing, okay? So that's it for this trade. I wanted to tell you all the things that I did not look at, all the things that I did look at, and what it is that we should do when we trade. Again, I think it's important that, you know what, I love trading. Trading is a place where you can never always be right. And if I don't share with you where I go wrong, sometimes you have to see how somebody good goes wrong before you can sit around and go, well, what did I need to do? What should I have done? And so it always helps when you get the troubleshoot through somebody else. Someone asked me about the options that I took. My total goal in moving and putting on options with this particular stock was hedging as I was losing cash. Okay, so when it got to about here, and it bumped up back into here the second time, and then pulled down into here, I said, you know what? Time to hedge. So I sold some at-the-money calls, and it came down here and did well, and I hung on to them until about here, I believe. And then, no, I held down to these all the way to here. And then I let them go, and it bounced back up, and when it started coming back down, I said, you know what, I'm going to buy a put, I'm going to sell some more calls, I'm going to get myself to delta neutral, and start the day tomorrow and see what I can do. Because optimally, I still believe, since we have this stock and we're looking at it, it is still an uptrending stock. It just happens to be at these fib levels, so it's taking a little breather, right? Look at the stock. Of course, that is saying, hey, pull back, pull back. So that's what I want you to take a look at. So I optimally believe that it will end up to the upside. So I'm going to collect all the negative delta that I can in terms of make my position appreciate, and then I can start being just a little bit behind the 8 ball as this thing begins to ride forward again. All right, so that's all, and I hope it works to help everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow.